Early Buddhism. 16 Recollection of the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Contents. 1 Recollection of the Buddha, Buddhanussati. 2 Recollection of the Dhamma, Dhammanussati. 3 Recollection of the Sangha, Sanghanussati. 4 References. 1 Recollection of the Buddha, Buddhanussati. The recollection inspired by the Enlightened One is Buddhanussati. It is the term for mindfulness with the Buddha's virtues as objects. It is the first of the 4 guardian meditations, the other 3 being 1. Development of loving kindness to dispel ill will. 2. Loathsomeness of the body to dispel lust. 3. Mindfulness of death to dispel complacency and arouse religious urgency, Samga. How to recollect the Buddha's virtues. 1 begins the recollection by verbal recitation to familiarize with the objects. As concentration becomes better, one switches from verbal to mental recitation. When the concentration further deepens, the mind will settle on the virtues recollected instead of the words. So one should know the full meaning of the virtues to reap the benefits, i.e. Buddhanussati should be practiced with faith and understanding. The traditional recitation of the 9 virtues of the Buddha is Itipaso Bhagava. 1 Araham. 2 Sammasambuddho. 3 Vijakarana Sampanno. 4 Shugato. 5 Lokavadu. 6 Anuttaro Purasadamasarthi. 7 Satha Devamanasanam. 8 Buddho. 9 Bhagavati. By this reason, he, the Exalted One is 1 Worthy. 2 Supremely enlightened. 3 Endowed with knowledge and conduct. 4 Well gone. 5 Knower of worlds. 6 Incomparable charioteer of men to be tamed. 7 Teacher of gods and men. 8 Enlightened and 9 Exalted. These 9 virtues are now explained in detail. 1.1 Worthy or accomplished, Araham. The Exalted One is worthy or accomplished for the following reasons. Araka equals far or remote, far from all vices, having completely expunged all traces of defilements by means of the noble path. 2. Arihata equals enemies destroyed, the enemies or defilements are destroyed by the noble eightfold path. 3. Arahata equals spokes destroyed, this wheel of samsara, rounds of rebirth, whose hub is made of ignorance and craving for existence. Whose spokes are kama formations, sankhara, and the rest, whose rim is aging and death, has been revolving throughout time that has no beginning. By the penetration of this dependent origination in all aspects through omniscience, the Buddha has cut off the spokes and destroyed the wheel. 4. Arahati equals worthy of the requisites and the distinction of being accorded homage by gods and men, because it is he who is most worthy of offerings. V. Arahabhava equals no secrecy, fools in the world flaunt their cleverness, yet do evil in secret and conceal them for fear of getting a bad name. The Perfect One has no such secret evil-doing, Rahabhava. He is accomplished, Araham, because he is far, Araka, from defilements, having destroyed these enemies, Arihata, and cut off the spokes, Arahata, of the wheel. He becomes most worthy, Arahati, of offerings and has no secrecy, Araha, of evil-doing. 1.2 Supremely enlightened, Sammasambuddho. Bodhi or enlightenment is the fourfold insight knowledge of the path or the complete penetration of the 4 noble truths. There are 3 kinds of enlightened beings called Buddhas. 1. Savaka or disciple Buddha is one who attains enlightenment with the help of a teacher. Such a person is also called an arahant. 2. Pakska or private Buddha is one who attains enlightenment by himself but does not reveal or preach it to the masses. Before becoming a Pakska Buddha, the aspirant must fulfill the 10 perfections for duration of 2 incalculable periods and 100,000 world cycles. 3. Sammasambuddha or Supreme Buddha is one who attains enlightenment with omniscience and great compassion by himself, i.e. discovered, Buddha, all things rightly, Samma, by himself, Samam. Before attaining supreme enlightenment, the aspirant or bodhisattva must fulfill the 10 perfections for at least 4 incalculables, asankhya, and 100,000 world cycles. The appearance of a Supreme Buddha is a very rare event. A. Special qualities of the Supreme Buddha. A Supreme Buddha possesses 6 kinds of knowledge not shared by others. These incomparable qualities are: 1. Asaya Anusuya Anna, knowledge of the inclinations and latent/inherent tendencies of all beings. 2. Indriyaparopariyati Anna, knowledge of the mental faculties and their state of maturity in all beings. 3. Sabanuddha Anna, knowledge of omniscience and omnipotence. 4. Anavarana Anna, knowledge of penetrative clarity without obstruction, i.e. unrestricted access to any objective field. V. Yamaka Patihariya Anna, knowledge of the twin miracle. 6. Mahakaruna Samapati Anna, knowledge of the attainment of great compassion by which he looks at the world. B. The 5 eyes of the Buddha. Another way to describe the Buddha's mental powers is to classify them under 5 eyes. 1. Buddha eye, incomparable qualities, A, and B. 2. Dhamma eye, the path knowledges. 3. Samanta or all-seeing eye. Incomparable qualities, C, and D. 4. Punna or wisdom eye, knowledge of the destruction of all defilements, also called Asavakkhaya Anna. V. Dibakaku eye, divine eye by which he sees all the worlds. C. What is omniscient knowledge? This is knowledge of the 5 Aya Dhammas. Aya equals all that should be known, namely I. Sankhara, all conditioned things, mental and material. 2. Vicara, alteration or the arising and passing away of all mental and material phenomena. 3. Lakhana, general and specific characteristics of all mental and material phenomena. 4. Panada, all concepts, names, and terms. V. Ibana, the extinction of craving, the unconditioned. With the power of omniscience, a Buddha possesses 3 supreme qualities whereby he can enlighten others, namely knowledge of all truths, knowledge of all teaching methods, the particular teaching method to suit the inclination and maturity of the disciple. D. Why the Buddha is called possessor of the 10 powers. In the Greater Discourse on the Lion's Roar, Majjhima Nikaya Sutta number 12, the Buddha described the 10 powers as follows. 1. Knowledge of what is possible and what is not possible, e.g. possible for a man to become a Buddha but not possible for a woman. This knowledge arises from a complete understanding of the operation of the 5 universal laws. 2. Knowledge of past, present and future fruition of deeds, their causes and conditions. 3. Knowledge of the practices leading to various destinations or ways of rebirth. 4. Knowledge of the world as it really is, with its many and different elements, e.g. 4 primary elements, 18 elements of object, sense door, and consciousness. V. Knowledge of inclinations and tendencies, characters, of all beings, i.e. beings are of inferior/superior inclinations and they gravitate towards those of similar inclinations. 6. Knowledge of the state of faculties of beings, i.e. degree of maturity of the 5 faculties of faith, wisdom, energy, concentration, and mindfulness. 7. Knowledge of the defilements, the purification and emergence with regard to the attainments of meditation. 8. Knowledge of the remembrance of past lives without limit. 9. Knowledge of the decease and rebirth of beings. X. Knowledge of the destruction of the defilements, Asavakkhaya Anna. 1.3 Endowed with knowledge and conduct, Vijakarana Sampano. A. Vijja, direct knowledge. Bayabharava Sutta of the Majjhima Nikaya describes 3 kinds of direct knowledge, NOS 1-3, while Ambattha Sutta of the Dingha Nikaya adds 5 more to make 8 kinds of direct knowledge. 1. Knowledge of the remembrance of past lives, Buddhanussati. 2. Knowledge of decease and rebirth of beings or the divine eye, Dibakaku. 3. Knowledge of the extinction of cankers, Asavakkhaya. 4. Insight knowledge, Vipassana. V. Knowledge of psychic powers, Idhiveda. 6. Divine ear, Dibasota. 7. Knowledge of reading the minds of others, Siddhapariya. 8. knowledge to create replicas of oneself, monomyopity. B. Karana, virtuous conduct, consists of 15 factors. First 7 are called sadhamas, good states, possessed by all Aryas or noble persons. 1. Faith in Kama, triple gem, etc., sada. 2. Mindfulness in performing meritorious actions, sati. 3. Shame of doing evil, hari. 4. Dread of doing evil, adapa. V. Effort in abandoning unwholesome states and developing wholesome states, virya. 6. Broad religious knowledge, bahasyuddha. 7. Understanding of the Four Noble Truths, panna. 8. Moderation in eating, bhojangamatthanu. 9. Devotion to wakefulness, jagaryanuyoga. X. Guarding the doors of the sense faculties, indriya samvara. 11. Restraint by virtue, sila samvara. 12. First jhana concentration. 13. Second jhana concentration. 14. Third jhana concentration. 15. Fourth jhana concentration. The possession of direct knowledge shows the greatness of his omniscience, while the possession of conduct shows the greatness of his compassion. Through omniscience, he knows what is beneficial or harmful to all beings. Through compassion, he warns them of harm and exhorts them to good. 1.4 Well gone or sublime one, Shugito. He is called the sublime one or well gone, Shugita, because of the following reasons. A. Sobhanagamana equals good manner of going, he has gone without attachment in the direction of safety, by means of the Noble Eightfold Path. B. Sundaragata equals gone to excellent place, deathless Ibana. C. Samagata equals gone rightly, he has gone rightly without going back to the defilements abandoned at each path. Or he has gone rightly from the time of making his resolution up till the enlightenment through fulfillment of the 10 perfections and following the right path. The Noble Eightfold Path without deviating towards the two extremes, indulgence in sense pleasures or self-mortification. D. Samagata equals speaking rightly, of the 6 kinds of speech given below, he avoids the 4 types of speech unconnected with good. Namely I, 2, 3, 4. Such speech as 5, the Buddha speaks at the proper time. Such speech as 6, the Buddha knows the time to expound. The 6 kinds of speeches are I. Untrue, unconnected with good, not pleasing to others. Lies causing harm to others. 2. Untrue, unconnected with good, pleasing to others. Flattery. 3. True, unconnected with good, not pleasing to others. Bad worldly news. 4. True, unconnected with good, pleasing to others. Good worldly news. V. True, connected with good, not pleasing to others. Reprimanding wrongdoing. 6. True, connected with good, pleasing to others. Teaching the Dhamma and Vinaya. He is the well-gone one, Shugito, because of his good manner of going, Sobhanagamana, having gone to an excellent place, Sundaragata, and gone rightly, Samagata. He speaks rightly, Samagata, using only the right speech at the right time. 1.5 Knower of worlds, Lokavidu. He is knower of worlds because he has known them in all ways. There are 3 worlds, namely, world of the conditions/formations, Sankharaloka, world of beings, Sataloka, and world of locations, Okasaloka. A. Sankharaloka. The Pali word Sankhara has 2 meaning. As one of the 5 aggregates, it means volitional activities or efforts. Here it means formations or conditioned things, i.e. things formed from conditions or resultants, i.e. mental and material phenomena. The Buddha knows their causes and conditions, their formation and dissolution, etc. Materiality, constituents of matter and properties, 4 great elements and derived materiality, producers of material phenomena, etc. Mentality, 6 types of consciousness conditioned by the sensory organs and contact with the sense objects. Because of contact, feelings arise thereby conditioning other mental and material phenomena. Within this fathom-long body lie the world, formations, the arising, cessation, and the way leading to the cessation of the world. Thus he is the knower of the world. B. Sataloka. The world of beings or all living creatures is what is meant here. He knows the beings in the 31 planes of existence, their habits, tendencies, whether of keen or dull faculties. Apaya/woeful states, hell, ghost, demon, animal, 4. Human realm, 1. Deva realm, 4 great kings, Tavatimsa, Yama, Tasita, Imarathi, Paranimita, 6. 1 Sthana plane, Mahabrahma, minister, retinue, 3. 2 Ndhana plane, Abhasara or gods of radiance, 3. 3 Ardhana plane, Subhakanha or gods of luster, 3. 4 Thana plane, Vihaphala or gods of great reward, 1. Asanasata or unconscious beings, 1. Pure abodes where anagamans are reborn, 5. Arupa plane, 4 formless or mental realms, 4. Total planes of existence equals 31. C. Okazaloka. The space-time continuum is what is meant here. The single complete universe consisting of the great earth, the oceans, mountains, and continents, the various hells below the earth's surface. The 6 abodes of Devas and 20 abodes of Brahmas in vertical position, the sun, moon, and planets. There are also 3 other kinds of world systems, namely 10,000 world system which is called the realm of existence in which Buddhas appear and all Devas and Brahmas therein form the audience of the Buddhas. Great thousand world system which is called the realm of influence where the influence of the Paritas and the Buddhas pervade and all Devas and Brahmas therein accept it. Infinite world system which is called the realm of object and it means the one which serves as the objective field of knowledge of the Buddhas. His knowledge of the 3 worlds is complete. So he is called knower of worlds. 1.6 Incomparable charioteer of men to be tamed, Anutaro Purasadamasarthi. A. Anutaro, he is incomparable because there is no one who can compare with him in virtue, concentration, deliverance, and knowledge and vision of deliverance. In the Aryapariyesana Sutta, the Buddha declared that he is without peer. B. Sarthi, charioteer, trainer, or breaker in of human steer. C. Purasadama, meant to be tamed, figuratively, the untrained mind, capable of committing the 5 heinous crimes, namely animal males such as the Naga Aravala, the elephant Dhanapalaka and others. Human males such as the Brahmin student Ambatha, the Jain son Sakhaka. Non-human males such as the Yakha Susloma and Alavaka, Saka Devaraja. The Blessed One tamed and disciplined them by various disciplinary means as described. I discipline men to be tamed sometimes gently and I discipline them sometimes roughly. I also discipline them sometimes gently and roughly. He can guide men so well that in a single session, they may go in 8 directions, 4 paths and 4 fruitions, without hesitation. Thus he is called incomparable charioteer of men to be tamed. 1.7 Teacher of gods and men, Satha Devamanusanam. A. Satha equals teacher, people who want to progress require a teacher or leader to guide them to their goal. The Buddha taught the perfect way to self-development via the Obel Eightfold Path leading to the cessation of suffering. He is like the caravan leader who brings the caravan across the dangerous wilderness, samsara, to a land of safety, Ibana. B. Devamanasanam equals gods and men. This term denotes those who are the best and also those who are capable of progress such as the chief disciples, the venerable Sariputta and Moggallana, the great Arahants, innumerable Devas and Brahmas. Even an animal, through listening to the Buddha's teaching, acquired rebirth as a Deva and attained path and fruition knowledge after the Buddha taught him the Dhamma, as in the case of Manjaka, the frog deity of Kampa. He bestows the blessings of the Dhamma on all of the gods, men, and animals who are capable of progress. Thus he is the teacher of gods and men. 1.8 Enlightened, Buddha. According to it is I 143 and Patisamhitamaga I 174, a Buddha is one who discovers the Four Noble Truths by himself and reaches omniscience therein and mastery of the powers. The derivation of the word and meanings are given below. A. Bhajayita equals discoverer of the truths, thus he is enlightened, Buddha. B. Bodhetta equals enlightener of the generation, thus he is enlightened, Buddha. C. Buddhi equals discovery capable of discovering all ideas, which is omniscience, thus he is enlightened, Buddha. Buddha is not a name given by parents, friends, relatives, monks, brahmans, or devas. Buddha signifies final liberation, a realistic description of enlightened ones together with their obtainment of omniscience under the enlightenment, Bodhi, tree. Thus when two Brahmins, Dona and Sela, who were struck by his radiance and glory asked whether he was a Deva, Gandhava, or Yakha, the Buddha replied as follows. As a lotus, fair and lovely, by the water is not soiled, by the world I am not soiled. Therefore, Brahman, I am the Buddha. Anguttara, Book of Fours, Chapter 37. Known are the things to be known, cultivated are the things to be cultivated, destroyed are the things to be destroyed. Therefore, Brahman, I am the Buddha. Sutta Ipata, 3.7, Sela. 1.9 Exalted or Blessed One, Bhagava. Bhagavant is a term signifying the respect and veneration accorded to him as the highest of all beings distinguished by his special qualities, refer to earlier meaning of Anuttaro. The derivation of the word and meanings are given below. A. Bhajhi equals blessings, he is called blessed, Bhagava, because he is associated with 6 blessings, namely lordship, Dhamma, fame, glory, wish and endeavor. I. Lordship over his mind such as making the body minute, light, gigantic, arriving where he wants to go, producing what he wants, self-mastery, supernormal powers, immediate accomplishment at his wish when performing a task. 2. Dhamma, which are the 9 supramundane states, consisting of the 8 path and fruition knowledges and nibbana. 3. Fame, Yasa the Buddha's exceedingly pure fame has spread to the 3 worlds by the power of his truthfulness. 4. Glory, Siri he possesses the splendor of body, perfect in every respect, comforting those who behold his presence. V. Wish, he succeeded in every wish he entertained, e.g. the resolution at the feet of Dipankara Buddha, fulfillment of the 10 perfections, attainment of enlightenment. 6. Endeavor, he possesses the right effort, which is the reason why the whole world venerates him. His effort is described by his own words. Let the skin remain, let the sinews remain, let the bones remain, let the flesh and blood dry up. I shall not rest nor relax until I attain what I set out to do. B. Bhagava equals abolishment, he has abolished all kinds of defilements, stains, and cankers, all kinds of misconduct, craving, wrong views, the 5 kinds of maras *, etc. Maras of defilements, of the aggregates, of kama-formations, Mara the deity, and Mara is death. C. Bhajyava equals fortunate owing to the fortunateness to have reached the further shore of the ocean of perfection of the 10 paramis, which produce mundane and supramundane bliss. His possession of fortunateness is shown in the following ways. I. Excellence of his physical body, which bears all the marks of his merits. 2. Excellence of his Dhamma body, namely the 9 supra mundane states and all his teachings over 45 years. 3. Esteem by worldly people and those who resemble him, Aryas. 4. Fit to be relied upon by laymen, bhikkhus, and devas because he always gives the best advice leading to mundane and supramundane bliss. D. Bhattava equals one who has frequented, cultivated, developed such mundane and supramundane states such as the divine abidings, solitude, jhanas, and nibbana as the void, the desireless and the signless, liberations and others as well. E. Bhagava, this term is derived by combining the syllables bha from bhava, Ga from Gamana and Va from Vanta, and denotes one who has rejected, Vanta, going to, Gamana, the kinds of becoming, Bhava. Thus he is the Blessed One, Bhagava, because of his possession of blessings, Bijhi, abolishment, Bhagava, fortunateness, Bhajyava, and because he has frequented, Bhattava, and rejected going into the kinds of becoming, Bhagava. 1.10 Benefits of Buddhanussati. When recollected with faith and understanding, Buddha's virtues become the objects which condition the arising of wholesome mental states, thereby preventing unwholesome states from arising. Through frequent and devoted meditation, one derives the following benefits. I. Acquires abundant faith, which purifies the mind so that mindfulness and concentration is easily established. 2. Productive of joy, which is helpful in difficult times, e.g. sickness, loss, or facing hardships. 3. Instills confidence in oneself, thereby dispelling fear, anxiety, doubt, and restlessness. Owing to the profundity of Buddha's virtues and the preoccupation involved in recollecting the various kinds of virtue, the meditator does not attain to fixed concentration, jhana, but reaches only access concentration, which is sufficient to serve as a foundation for insight meditation practice. By virtue of this practice, Buddhanussati followed by vipassana meditation, the meditator is assured of a happy destiny, should he/she fail to realize the path and fruition knowledge in this very life. 2. Recollection of the Dhamma, Dhammanussati. According to Childers' Dictionary of the Pali language, the word Dhamma has several meanings such as nature, condition, or cause, quality or characteristic, object, idea, thing or phenomena, doctrine, law, virtue, justice. Here it means the teaching of the Buddha. The Dhamma is threefold, namely: A. Pariyatti Dhamma equals text of the Buddha's teaching or Tipitaka, which contains all the Buddha's word, Vacana, or doctrine. B. Patipatti Dhamma equals practice of the Buddha's teaching by the Noble Eightfold Path or training in morality, concentration, and wisdom. This is the real value of the Buddha's word. C. Pattivada Dhamma equals realization of the Buddha's teaching through the 9 noble attainments, namely, 4 paths, 4 fruitions, and Nibbana. These 9 stages are the ultimate goal secured with the aid of the teaching and practice. The Dhamma as a subject of meditation includes only the teachings, pariyatti, and noble attainments, pattivada, whereby one recollects the 6 virtues of this twofold Dhamma to establish mindfulness. The manner of recollection is similar to the recollection of the Buddha, but here one recites the 6 virtues of the Dhamma as below. 1. Svakato Bhagavata Dhammo. 2. Sandithiko. 3. Akaliko. 4. Ahipasiko. 5. Opanayuko. 6. Pakadam Vedatabo Venuiti. 1. Well expounded is the Dhamma of the Exalted One. 2. Visible here and now. 3. Immediately effective. 4. Inviting one to come and see. 5. Leading onwards. 6. To be realized by the wise, each for himself. These 6 virtues are now explained in detail as follows. 2.1 Well proclaimed, Svakato. This virtue refers to the mundane Dhamma or doctrine, pariyatti, and the supramundane attainments, pattivada. The remaining virtues concern only the supramundane attainments. A. The doctrine as a pure and complete mode of religious life. I. Good in beginning because it teaches morality as the essential beginning of a pure religious life. Good in middle because it teaches concentration by which one acquires calm and insight. Good in the end because it points to full knowledge and Nibbana as the goal. 2. Good in the beginning by hearing it, one acquires confidence. Good in the middle by practicing it, one overcomes the hindrances and achieves calm and insight. Good in the end by realizing happiness as the promised result. 3. Announces the life of purity that is utterly perfect and pure in letter and in meaning. Perfect, connected with 5 Dhammikhandhas, aggregates of Dhamma, namely, virtue, concentration, understanding, deliverance, knowledge and vision of deliverance. Pure, exists for purpose of crossing over the rounds of rebirth and is not concerned with worldly things. 4. No perversion of meaning, because things described here as obstructions and outlets, i.e. noble paths, are actually so. Other teachings are badly proclaimed because the things they described as obstructions and outlets are actually not, e.g. eternalism and annihilation views, belief in self/soul, belief in creator not karma. B. Supramundane Dhamma or ineffable attainments. The supramundane Dhamma is well proclaimed because the course of practice is a worthy approach to Nibbana, and Nibbana is a worthy result of the practice. 1. The Abal path, which is the middle path between two extremes, is well proclaimed in being proclaimed to be the middle way. 2. The fruitions, where defilements are tranquilized, are well proclaimed in being proclaimed to have tranquilized defilement. 3. Nibbana, whose individual essence is eternal, deathless, refuge, safety, etc., is well proclaimed in being proclaimed to have an individual essence that is eternal, deathless, and so on. So the mundane Dhamma, pariyatti, and the supramundane Dhamma, pativatta, are well proclaimed. 2.2 Visible here and now, Sandithiko. A. It can be seen by a noble person himself when he has done away with greed, wrong views, etc. So when greed has been abandoned, he does no harm to himself, or to others, or to both. This is the Dhamma visible here and now. B. When one has attained it, it is visible to him here and now through reviewing knowledge without having to rely on faith in others. C. Sanditha means proper view, right view. Abal path conquers defilements by means of the proper view associated with it. Abal fruition is the result of this proper view. Nibbana is the object of this proper view. So the ninefold supramundane Dhamma has the proper views and ditha. D. Supramundane Dhamma arrests fearful rounds of rebirth as soon as it is seen by penetration of the path and realization of Nibbana. So it is visible here and now since it is worthy of being seen. 2.3 Immediately effective, akaliko. A. Worldly virtue takes time to yield its fruit according to the law of karma, in which the result does not ripen immediately but is delayed. B. The supramundane state is not subject to time. Following the passing away of the path consciousness, there arises immediately the fruition consciousness which tranquilizes the defilements. It is akaliko, immediately effective. 2.4 Inviting one to come and see, ahipasiko. A. The reality and purity of the noble attainments make them the most precious things in the world. So they are worthy of invitation to come and see. B. It is not come and believe, whereby one must have faith first. In the Kalama Sutta, the Buddha encouraged proper inquiry, not blind faith or speculation. C. By practicing insight meditation according to the Noble Eightfold Path, one can directly experience the Buddha's teaching, whereby confidence and faith is developed by seeing with right view or understanding. 2.5 Leading onwards, Opena Yuko. The noble attainments lead a person out of the fearful cycle of births and death, samsara. They lead onwards to Nibbana, the cessation of all suffering. The way onwards consists of 4 stages. A. First path and fruition, eliminates defilements that lead to rebirth in the woeful states, namely, wrong view of personality, sceptical doubts, and adherence to rites and rituals. Thereafter this noble person will suffer not more than 7 rebirths. He is called a sotapanna or stream winner. B. Second path and fruition, attenuates the grosser forms of sensual desire and ill will to the extent that this noble person will suffer no more than 1 rebirth in the sensual realm. He is called a sakadagaman or once returner. C. Third path and fruition, eliminates sensual desire and ill will but not the subtle forms of craving for rebirth in Brahma realm. This noble person will not be reborn in the sensual plane but in the pure abodes. He is called an anagaman or on-returner. D. Final path and fruition, eliminates all types of craving and defilements that bind one to existence. For this noble person birth is exhausted, the holy life has been lived out, what was to be done is done, there is no more of this to come. He is called an arahant or worthy and has completely realized Nibbana, the cessation of all suffering. 2.6 To be realized by the wise, each for oneself, Pakatam Vedatabo Venui. According to the Pugala Panati, classification of individuals, see reference 2, of the beings who encounter a Buddha Sasana, religion, 4 classes can be distinguished. A. Agatitanu, quick-wit, the person who encounters a Buddha in person, and is capable of attaining path and fruition through the mere hearing of a short concise discourse. B. Vipansitanu, medium-wit, the person who is only capable of attaining when the short discourse is expounded to him at some length. C. Aya, slow-wit, for such a person, it is necessary to study and take careful note of the discourse and then to practice the provisions therein for days, months, and years in order to attain. Period of practice is from 7 days to 30 or 60 years depending on the person's past paramai, perfections. D. Padaparama, dull wit, for such person, even though he encounters a Buddha Sasana and even though he puts in the utmost effort, he cannot attain within his lifetime. All he can do is to accumulate good habits and potential. The first 2 classes can attain the 1 stand higher stages of path and fruition through mere hearing of a discourse, like the chief and great disciples, Bhagya, Visakha, Anathapindika, and others. These types of people hardly exist anymore nowadays. Only the slow-wit and dull-wit exist at present times. Noble attainments can be experienced by all kinds of wise persons beginning with the quick-wit. It is not in the province of fools and the dull-wit. Each person must experience them by himself. For the pupil is not purified from his vices because his teacher has developed the path. Nor can one pass on the noble attainments to another as one might share other types of merits. The noble attainments are not to be looked upon as something which can be obtained through the mercy of others. They should be developed, realized, and enjoyed by the wise, each for oneself. 2.7 Benefits of Dhammanussati. Constant recollection of the virtues of the Dhamma helps to overcome greed, hatred, or delusion in the mind. Being inspired by the Dhamma, rectitude or uprightness arises and the disciple overcomes the mental hindrances. But here also, as in Buddhanussati, the meditator does not reach the absorption stage but only access concentration because the virtues of the Dhamma are so profound and the recollection of them requires intense effort and mindfulness. With the concentration obtained through Dhammanussati, one can develop insight into the true nature of mental and physical phenomena that will finally lead one to the happiness of Nibbana. 3. Recollection of the Sangha, Sanghanussati. The Pali word Sangha means a congregation, order, fraternity. According to the Visuddhimagga, the members possess in common both virtue and right view. There must be a minimum of 4 ordained monks who follow the 227 monastic rules laid down by the Buddha. There are 2 kinds of Sangha, namely: A. Arya Sangha, noble order, consists of monks who have realized one or more of the path and fruition stages, i.e. saints, and become worthy of offerings. The Arya Sangha came into existence 2 months after Buddha's enlightenment, on the 5th waning day of Vasa after all the 5 ascetics were ordained. B. Puthujjayana Sangha, ordinary order, consists of monks who are worldlings. They still possess all 10 fetters that bind them to the rounds of rebirth but will always strive to reach the noble state. Sanghanussati as a subject of meditation, like the Sangha refuge, is confined only to the Arya Sangha, whereby one recollects the 9 virtues of this noble order to establish mindfulness. The manner of recollection is similar to the recollection of the Buddha, but here one recites the 9 virtues of the Sangha as follows. 1. Supatipano Bhagavato Savake Zangho. 2. Ajupatipano Bhagavato Savake Zangho. 3. Nayapatipano Bhagavato Savake Zangho. 4. Samasapatipano Bhagavato Savake Zangho, Yadi Dam Katari Purisa Yoganiyatha Purisa Pugala, Esa Bhagavato Savake Zangho. 5. Ahuniyo. 6. Pahuniyo. 7. Dakiniyo. 8. Anjali Karaniyo. 9. Anuttaram Punnakedam Lokasati. Well attained is the order of the Blessed One's disciples, upright is the order of the Blessed One's disciples, true is the order of the Blessed One's disciples, proper is the order of the Blessed One's disciples. That is, the 4 pairs of persons, the 8 individual persons, This is the order of the Blessed One's disciples. Worthy of gifts, worthy of hospitality, worthy of offerings, worthy of salutations, an incomparable field of merits for the world. 3.1 Good, well attained, Supatipanno. A. Well attained because it is the right practice, Samapatipada, that does not turn from its goal, i.e., will not return to the defilements abandoned. B. The way has no opposition, opposing defilements are eliminated at each path. C. Conforms with the truth regulated by the Dhamma. D. They follow the way according to the well-proclaimed Dhamma and Vinaya, teaching and discipline, and exercise immaculate conduct, e.g. Venerable Sariputta and the one meal at public house. 3.2 Upright or straight practice, Bhajapatipanno. A. Avoiding two extremes, they have entered the middle path that is upright and leads straight to Nibbana. B. They have entered the way that abandons bodily, verbal and mental crookedness. Therefore straight and no deceit or hypocrisy, not even a single hint for the sake of livelihood. 3.3 True or correct practice, Ayapatipanno. A. Practicing correctly the Noble Eightfold Path that leads to Nibbana. Nibbana is what is called true. B. So true to the practice that they will give up their lives rather than break the precepts, e.g. monk who died rather than destroy a plant. 3.4 Dutiful or proper practice, Samasapatipanno. A. Conduct is dutiful and proper with respect to the teaching and discipline. B. They make use of the four requisites offered by the laity like a master or son using his inheritance and not like a thief or a person owing a debt. It is called proper practice because it is the way of those worthy of proper acts of veneration. Puthujjayana or worldling monks worthy of respect. An ordinary monk who is vigorously striving is also worthy of respect because he possesses the 5 factors of a striver, padhaniya, namely 1. Faith in the enlightenment of the Buddha. 2. Good health and digestion. 3. Free from deceit and hypocrisy. 4. Sustains fourfold effort to root out defilements. V. Attain the insight into the quick arising and passing away of mental and material phenomena, or the 4th insight knowledge, Buddhanussati. Yadidam, that is to say, or namely Katari Purisa Yogini, the 4 pairs of persons Atha Purisa Pugala, the 8 individual persons. First path and first fruition form 1 pair. So the 4 paths and 4 fruitions form 4 pairs of persons. Taken individually, they represent 8 persons, defined in terms of mental processes. 3.5 Worthy of gifts, ahuniya. Derived from the word ahuna or sacrifice, it is something donated to the virtuous. Term for the 4 requisites. Sangha is worthy to receive that gift because it bears great fruit. 3.6 Worthy of hospitality, pahuniya. Gifts and services rendered with honor and respect to visiting friends, dear and beloved relatives from afar is hospitality. Sangha is encountered only during a Buddha era and is like a rare visitor with endearing and lovable qualities. Hence it is worthy of hospitality. As the Sangha is worthy to be placed first as the guest of honor, it is worthy of hospitality. 3.7 Worthy of offerings, dakiniya. A gift is said to be dakina, offering, when it is given out of faith in the next world. A. The Sangha purifies it by making it of great fruit that it may even be transferred to departed relatives who are capable of receiving the merit, transference of merit. B. In the analysis of offerings, Mahihima 3, 256, the Buddha enumerated 14 grades of offering according to the purity of the recipient, with the highest offering to the Buddha and the lowest to an animal. The reason is that when giving to an individual, purity of the individual is important. There are 4 purifications of offerings. 1. Purified by donor but not by recipient. 2. Purified by recipient but not by donor. 3. Purified by both donor and recipient. 4. OT purified by either donor or recipient. C. Offering to the Sangha is more beneficial than offering to an individual. Here, whoever represents the Sangha are mere representatives, who helped to recall to memory the Arya Sangha, including the chief and great Arahants during the Buddha's time. Because of such purity of the Sangha, the offering bears great fruit. Therefore, the Sangha is worthy of offerings. 3.8 Worthy of salutations, Anjalikaraniya. People salute one another according to their culture or custom, as a greeting or out of politeness. The Buddhist performs reverential salutation to the Sangha by placing both hands, palms joined, on the head out of respect for their virtue and purity. Anyone can take on an appearance of respectability but will find it difficult to live up to the high standards of morality, tranquility, and insight wisdom over the long term. The Sangha is worthy of reverential salutation because they really live up to the practice of the Dhamma and Vinaya of the Buddha. 3.9 An incomparable field of merits in the world, anuttaram punnakatam lokasa. Cultivation of merits is like farming. It requires several causes/conditions for success, namely a. Root, hichu, seeds and cultivator. b. Supporting, pakaya, fertility of the field. c. Constituents, samhara, water, sunlight, wind, drainage, rivers and creeks to feed the fields, etc. A clever cultivator will always use good and viable seeds to sow. He will choose fertile, suitable land to till and plant his crop at the right time and protect them against pests, weeds, and damage. These inputs alone won't ensure a good harvest without constituents such as water, sunlight, wind. The clever cultivator is like the virtuous donor who accomplishes his task with the four bases of success, namely, desire, effort, mind, knowledge. He knows which elements strengthen or weaken the beneficial results of offering with or without faith, care and respect, timely, without attachment to offering, without belittling others. Good viable seeds are like good mental volitions before, during and after the act of offering. They are rooted in non-grid, non-hate, non-delusion. The time, water, sunlight, and control measures are constituents such as the types of offerings or requisites, right time, etc. The fertile field is like the virtue of the recipient who has overcome greed, hatred, and delusion. Given a choice of recipients, a wise person will choose the Sangha to receive offering because the Sangha is the best field of merit in the world. 3.10 Benefits of Sanghanussati. When one thus recollects the virtues of the Sangha, one's mind is not invaded by greed, hatred, or delusion but is upright and joyful, free from all hindrances. But here also, as in Buddhanussati, the meditator does not reach the absorption stage but only access concentration because the virtues of the Sangha are so profound and the recollection of them requires intense effort and mindfulness. One who constantly recollects the virtues of the Sangha comes to have respect and faith in it, and is not overcome by fear or dread. One is able to bear pain, can form the idea that one is in the company the Sangha, and the mind aims at attaining the virtues of the Sangha. With the concentration obtained through Sanghanussati, one can develop insight into the true nature of mental and physical phenomena that will finally lead one to the happiness of Nibbana. If one fails to reach arahantship in the present life, certainly one is assured of a happy destiny. 4 references. 1. The Path of Purification, Visuddhimagga, by the Venerable Bhikkhu Nanamoli. 2. The Requisites of Enlightenment by the Venerable Ledi Sayadaw. 3. Buddhist Meditation in Theory and Practice by Venerable Paravaira Vajrayana Mahathera. Published by Buddhist Missionary Society, Jalan Birhala, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, 1975.